I will discuss most important things that you have to understand as students and also which are important for final examination. Okay, and also I created all the drop boxes at the LMS. Please go there and see. The dates are not mentioned, but at the relevant weeks, I have opened those assignment drop boxes. So today it is our 5th week. By another 2 weeks, we will be starting group assignment presentations. So group 1 and group 2 will be doing presentations on 7th week, not next week, the other week. Right? And the Dropbox is there, and I have opened until the Dropbox until 2 p.m. on the same day. So before 2, you have to upload the PowerPoint presentation. Got it? Again, presentation එක කරන දවසේ දවල් 12ට කලින් ඒක දාන්න ඕනේ. තුන වෙනකන් ඉන්න දෙන්න නැතුව දාලා තියෙන්නේ. මම රෑ 12ට දාන්න හදලා කලින් දවසේ ඒක මොනවා හරි ඔයගලන්ට ඉම්ප්‍රූව්මන්ට්ස් කරන්න තිබුණොත් කියලා දවල් 12 වෙනකන් දීලා තියෙනවා. ඒකට කලින් ඒක අප්ලෝඩ් කරන්න. Instructions are given at the guideline. And for all the other groups, I have created drop boxes. And in 11th week, we will have presentations of remaining 5 groups. So those 5 groups will be doing presentations on 11th week. And on 12th week, I will be doing a revision, covering all the lessons that we discussed. And we will discuss some model questions for final examination. So that's how I'm planning to go with this subject. So today we will discuss about information system security, not securing information systems. We know we are using these systems and technologies, and we have to take care of the security of them. Even when we think of our personal computer and our smartphone, so we think of the security of it. So we always use passwords when we log into accounts, and we think of using a virus guard to protect from the malwares that the computer gets. So likewise, the security is one of having another discussion. What's that? Something very serious? So if you have something very serious, you can go out and discuss and come back, right? Okay, right. You have to listen because do that thing at that time. So that's the lesson I'm always teaching you. ඒ මොහොත ඒ දෙයින් ගෙවන්න ළමයි. එතකොට ඔයගලන්ට කවදාවත් ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ time එක waste කරන්න. Something additional, but as I noticed, I'm telling you, හැම වෙලේම පුරුදු වෙන්න as a human. ඒ කරන bad ඒ මොහොත අදාළ දෙයින් ගෙවන්න පුරුදු වෙන්න. දැන් ක්ලාස් එකේ ඉන්නවනම් ක්ලාස් එකේ අහගෙන ඉන්න. ඒක අහගෙන ඉඳලා මේක ඉවර කරගත්තොත් ඔයාට ආයි මේක ගැන worry වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. පාඩම් කරද්දිත් මේක අමාරු නෑ. Because you have already done it with your fullest. හරි ඊට පස්සේ බස් එකේ යනකොට බස් එකේ යන්න. දැන් අද එතකොට අනේ පාඩම මොකද්ද අරක මොකද්ද මේක මොකද්ද ඒක හිතන්න එපා. නිදාගන්න නිදා ගන්න. නානකොට නාන්න. වෙන මොකවත් කල්පනා කරන්නේ නැතුව මොනවාද මම නාන්නේ ඇල්ලතුලද උණුවතුලද ඊට පස්සේ මොකද්ද කරන්නේ. So these are very practical things. Because otherwise sometimes you forget whether you apply soap or shampoo. නාල shampoo ගෑවද කියලා මතක නැහැ. මූණට face wash එක දැම්මද කියලා මතක නැහැ සමහරවිට. එහෙම වෙනවා. Even for myself it happens. That is because why? We don't spend that time with that. නේද? ඒකනේ කනකොට කෑම අපි කනවා. වෙන මොකක් හරි කල්පනාවක ඉන්නවා. එක්ක මොකක් හරි නාට්‍යයක් බල කනවා. ඊළඟට ටිකකින් අහුවොත් මොනවාද කෑවේ කියලා නේද? කොච්චර කෑවද දන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම බයදෙති කණ්ඩ. එතකොට ඒ වෙලාව ඒ මොහොතින් ගෙවුවා. You are very successful. When you are with your friends, be with them. Enjoy that time. නේද? යාළුවොත් එක්ක ඒ ඉන්න වෙලාවට එහෙම ඉන්න. ඒ වෙලාවේ ෆෝන් එක ඔබ ඉන්න පාම්මලත් එක්ක ඉන්න වෙලාවක So that's a small lesson that I'm giving to you. So at the classroom, be at the classroom. So then things become easy. Right. So we were talking about securing information systems and securing the technologies that we use. Mm. So before going to the lesson and the contents that we have to discuss today, I have given a small task. When you do this one, you will really understand the importance and the things that we will be discussing in this lesson today. So this is my request. There are two small cases. These are incidents happen. So you know the and the Cargill's data breach recently happened in a month of April. Cargill's bank data hack කරලා කියන එක දන්නවනේ. ඒ case එක මේක page එකේ hack වෙච්ච එක. So these three cases are about security issues faced by these companies. These are very small cases. If you click on the link,
hello, miss.
The case will open.
Excuse me.
So read the case and try to understand what it is. Something else, right? So, I have already downloaded the cases and uploaded to LMS. There are 3 files at the LMS. You can open them if you can't open through the link. But even you can open the link if you open the PowerPoint presentation in your phone. Then you can click on the link and go to the web page. So read the case and try to understand. If you can do this as a small group activity, I think that's great. Pair with your friend. Then you select one and discuss with your friends and do this one. Right? So we'll start it first. Join with one of your friends. Then one or two of your friends and read the case, read the incident, and try to understand what has happened. So what you have to do is, you have to identify the security issue and the loopholes of the company. You have to identify the issue or the loophole of the company and what security measures they have been implemented. This is the case page here. You can access online or I have uploaded the PDF of this case to the LMS. Either use that one. So I am asking you, what you have to do is, Just think of these three things and do the analysis. Analysis means rate it. Try to find these three. And you can make a small note. 6 enough if you write in point 4. What has happened? The issue. And what are the security controls which is already taken by the company? දැනටමත් කලින්ම company එකෙන් තිබිලා තියෙන මොනවාද? And then how to protect from these threats. මේ වගේ කොහොමද ආරක්ෂා වෙන්න කියලා ඔයගලන්ට හිතන විදියට කියන්න. As we have not discussed the lesson so far, you don't know the things, you may not know the things. Sometimes you may know, but as you understand, propose. මොකක් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා. It's there at the PowerPoint. Third slide of the PowerPoint. Yes. So when this data ICT security system. But it's open. Online students, I have given an activity for you all. In information security lecture on, in the third slide, there are 3 links given. Please go to one of those and read the article and try to identify the security threat that the company has faced. You have to identify the security threat and identify the existing security controls that the company has already been implemented and the loopholes of it. What are the loopholes or the drawbacks of those controls due to that the issue has happened, and then try to propose what the company can do towards safeguarding from these kind of security threats. So I'll give you a few minutes. We'll do. I don't wait and write something. If you do this right now today, thereafter, tomorrow onwards, whatever the article that you see regarding this kin and all, you will read and understand. And it's really important and interesting as students, as learners. Yeah, in this technological world, we have to be very serious on these matters now. So we use passwords and we have number of passwords, similar passwords we use. That's a very big danger in some of the activities. So if you see this Cargill's case, it's really serious. කවුද වද කියන්නේ අන්තිමේ හරි සර් හරි ඒකේ ඔඩිට් රිපෝට්ස් එක දීලා තියෙනවා ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඒව බලන්න කියලා. නමුත් ආටිකල් එකේ තියෙන විදිහට ඔය මේක ඉතින් ආටිකල් එක ඇත්තමද කියලා අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක ඒ හම්බෙච්ච විස්තර වලින් මේ කවුරු හරි රිසර්ච් කෙනෙක් ලියපු එකක් නේ. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ඔඩිට් එක APM කිද? එක්ස්ටර්නල් ඔඩිට්. That's okay that he gets sleepy, but go there and wash your face and come back. He can back. Go there when you get you're sleepy, stand up, go there and wash your face and come back. Drink some water. As students, you have to always think of the productivity of your time, not not just spending time. Always think of the productivity. Have a වෙලේම හිතන්න. ඒක ඇවිල්ලා එහෙම නැත්තම් වැඩක් නෑ life එකේ. ඒ 5 minutes spend කරපු time එක is that time productive. Even when you are studying for final examinations, think of the productivity of the time. and not just the number of hours that you study. පැය 10ක් වැඩ කරත් ඒකේ පැයක් දෙකක්වත් productive නැත්නම් it's useless. වැඩක් නැහැ. ඊට වඩා හොඳයි පැය දෙකක් වැඩ කරලා ඉතුරු පැයට මීඩියා කරනවා. නේද? It has thinking that way. Otherwise it's useless. මුළු දවසම පොත දිහා බලන් හිටියත් ඔළුවේ තියෙන වෙන මොනවා හරි නම් වැඩක් නැහැ. Read and write something based on your understanding. දැනට තේරෙන විදියට ලියන්න. As you understand right now, try to identify the issue that has happened at the company and what were the existing security features that they have had, and also so even with those security features they have faced this hacking issue. So what do you propose? So we will discuss all the things during the class, but you can now describe as you understand. The articles කියවන දේවල් තේරෙනව නේද? You understand? Exam එකේ නම් ඔය වගේ කේස් එකක් දීලා ප්‍රශ්නවල තියෙනවා මොකද කරන්නේ? කියවන ඉංග්‍රීසිම කරන්න ඕනේ කේස් එකක් අතට ගත්ත ගමන් යන් තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න ටික කියවන්න ඕනේ. You have to read the questions first. Then you get the idea about the questions. And then start reading the case. Try to underline. Underline and put the question up. ඒකට අදාළ එක මෙතන තමයි තියෙන්නේ කියලා පළවෙනි first instance එකේ ඒක තමයි කරන්නේ. ඒ විදිහට කියවන්න. ඊළඟට දෙවෙනියට කියවන්නේ තමයි ඒක හරි උත්තරේද කියලා බලන්න. උත්තරේට මම අකින් දාන්න තියෙන මොනවද කියලා කල්පනා කරේ දෙවෙනිය. ඉතින්ම කරන්න ඕනේ කේස් එක ගන්න. කේස් එක ගත්තා. මොන පාඩමෙන්ද කියලා බැලුවා. ප්‍රශ්න ටික ටික. ප්‍රශ්න ටික ඔළුවේ තියාගෙන තමයි then you come back to the case study and read the case. Then you will find some of the answers for the case questions. You can just put 1, 2, 3. If it's relevant to question number 1, put 1 there. And then when you're reading, you will find some facts for question number 2. Then put 2 there. Likewise, read it. And again, come back and read it. And confirm whether that's the right answer. And get it and add your own knowledge to it and write the answer. Okay. That's how you write. Okay, then shall we discuss this one? Any volunteer who would like to give you a small answer script for me to read? Read means to just to watch. Whether you have got the thing? You are it. But really, whatever you write, that's okay. What the case you selected is that Cargill's? Cargill's, sir. Okay, you have identified the issue, right? That's the sorry. Anyone? That's enough. Kasi ganun siya. Okay, good. Okay, very good. For the time being, that's enough. So I want you to understand the issue at least. මෙතන මොකද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මේක security issue එකක් කියන එක අඳුරගන්න දීපන. Okay, so we will quickly go through and then okay. Right. Okay. So with the knowledge that we have get so far, we will quickly go to these 3 cases. I'm not going to discuss each and every one. I will highlight the important points that are mentioned in each of the cases, right? We go to the first one, which is so it's a kind of e-commerce platform. Now we have to carefully listen, right? You may have gone through these cases now. So it's an e-commerce platform and data breach early this month. In April, this has happened, right? It's a kind of data breach. Yeah, it was happened on March. This allegedly comprise 19.7 million records, which include customer emails and phone numbers. Right? So those data have been stolen by a third party. So in this e-commerce website or the company. And according to the post, these records also include credit card data, name, number, expiration date. But full numbers appear to be obfuscated. Further, the post itself claimed that the data now include a lot of temporary payments, right? So that is the issue that has happened. Stolen the company information by a third party. And in this 2-3 paragraph, it is said what the company is telling about. This article is written by a third party person, somebody else. Right? Okay. And as a summary, if I tell you, company says that this set of data is not original data, and those are data used for a kind of development project or a development purpose. Maybe a kind of testing work, and also those are some of the scrambled data. And also they say that their hosting partner, the host, or when we talk about infrastructure, you will understand this one. Host means the company who provides the server facilities of the sites of this company. Hosting host කරනවා කියන්නේ ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයගලා වෙබ්සයිට් එකක් හදනවා නම් මම සිංහලෙන් කියනවා නම් ඒක හදලා ඔයගලා කොහෙද දාන්නේ කියලා. So if you have internal servers, you can host them there. So for example, when it comes to a university, normally university purchase servers, enough capacities to host the sensitive information of the university and those servers. But also we have the other option. We can go for an external party like this Amazon Web Services. They provide infrastructure facility, server facilities. So by purchasing their servers, their space, we can host our sites in their servers. And they say that they are linked with Amazon Web Services as their hosting partner. So they too verified that neither its live customer database or no production environment suffered the data breach. ඒගොල්ලන් කියනවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ඇත්ත customers ලගේ information breach වෙලා නැහැ කියලා. So that's what the company say. Then the buyer වෙන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. මෙහෙමයි කියලා තමයි ඔය එතන කියන්නේ. Right? But the breach has been happened. And also, however, company confirmed that the lead test database has limited real customer data, allowing a forensic analysis. Forensic analysis means so they use a kind of analysis about the issue that has happened. We call them as forensic audit. Even the government was talking about last few years about these forensic audits and all. But ඒක සිංහල නම් හරස් වෙන්නේ කියන්නේ forensic investigations කියන්නේ මූල්‍ය වංචා සම්බන්ධ පරීක්ෂණ කරන්නේ ඒවා. ඒ වගේ තමයි. Right? So when there is something has happened, the company has to investigate. And also they say that no credit card numbers, CVVs, passwords or billing details are taken by the third party. So anyway, what it says that this is the message given by the company. And they say that it's not that much of an issue. But anyway, the thing has happened is not accepted. We cannot accept that kind of issue from a company which is totally manage their businesses online. And the last few paragraphs is talking about the legal aspect of this. So this one, if you can remember last week we discussed Personal Data Protection Act in 2022. I said you that if something happened, you have to read this act and get the details and see where you can complain this one. Right? So despite the alarming situation, legislation around data privacy and security has been languishing for years. Yes, the writer emphasized that it's something very serious, the privacy and the security of consumer information. Therefore, they propose that the Personal Data Protection Act was passed in this year, but remains ineffective due to lack of provisions for data protection agency. So we have in our country an agency called Data Protection Agency. So it says that even though the act is there are no sufficient facilities and the implementation of the activities of these agencies. So the writer highlights the importance of empowering the activities of this act as well. Right? So it's a kind of data breach of the e-commerce site. And Cargill's Bank also say, but it's something very serious than the previous case that we discussed. Here, if you read this article, you will understand what has happened, right? The third party has stolen a lot of information of this bank. It says that it's really serious, and even though the bank do not take it as serious, the case, what has happened is really serious. So these are the security lapses. So the loopholes of the bank. Due to these cases, this kind of threat has happened. So this is really good. If you all can read this one after the lecture, so please do it, then you will understand, right? So all the issues that the bank already had is given here. And also it is said that the auditors of the company also mentioned that the bank is having these kind of security threats. So please take some actions for that. But even it implied that they haven't considered those requests as well. But however, the information has been transferred to the third party. So these are very serious cases. And it is also talking about the act and the empowerment of regarding this. And this article is, complaining to the bank and saying that they don't take the accountability of the case. So they said that even though that this breach is something very serious, the Cargill's Bank did not take the responsibility as it has happened. Anyway, so these articles shows us the real world security issues. So what we have to understand is security is something really important if you use information systems. So now we all are working with information systems. When it comes to organizations, this is very serious because we are working with others' information. So if something happened to you, so it's your responsibility and take care of yourself. That's why you are very serious on your passwords and all. So normally when you create a password for one account, how often you have to change it? For your email account, for your Facebook account, you have passwords, right? So how often we have to change them? At least within 3 months. මාස 3කට සැරයක්වත් සාමාන්‍ය password එක change කරන්න ඕන. But we know there are some students or some people, so they are still using the first password that they entered when creating the account. සමහර ලාට එහෙමයි නේ. we don't change because we are lazy. May doing that. Podi වැඩක් තියෙන්නේ but ඒක කරන්නේ කම්මැලි නේ. You should change your password at least 3 times a year. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒකෙම message එකක් ආව දැන් normally when we talk about the banking applications they ask you to change otherwise they will restrict you to log into the system. So that is because they take care of their system. We were නෙමෙයි දන්නවනේ ඉන්නේ එක එක කට්ටිය. නමුත් ඒගොල්ලෝ කෙනාලගේ system එක ගැන හරි serious. ඒ නිසා වෙනස් කරව ගන්න. Because there can be a threat that comes to the banking system with the user. මොකක් හරි case එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඒ නිසා. So as a practice, please change the password at least after 3 months. And the other thing is, don't use same password for all. Sometimes we use same password for 2-3 accounts as it's easy for us to remember. Never. මතක තියාගන්න පොල්ලේසි හින්දා computer එකට log කරන එකම තමයි email එකටත් log වෙන්නේ අරකටත් log වෙන්නේ මේකටත් log වෙන්නේ. So if you access some of the sites of the internet, maybe that is one time that you want to log into that site, but you use the same password. Don't do it. Right? So those are personal things, but when it comes to an organization, this is very, very serious. As we saw, so it said that at the Cargill's Bank case, even information of employees is also shared. හිතන්න මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා ID එකයි ඔක්කොම විස්තර ටික share වෙන්නේ නේ. So it's a very big threat to the company. So it's something very serious for companies to safeguarding their systems. So what do you mean by security? So these are technical terms. So you just read and understand, and I don't want you to by heart these definitions and to write at the examination paper. No need. But you should know what is security and what are security controls. So security is what? It's all about preventing from unauthorized accesses. So even think of yourself. What is the security of yourself? Safeguarding yourself from unwanted, harmful situations. ඔයාගේ ආරක්ෂාව මොකක්ද කියන එක ඉස්සෙල්ලා හිතන්න. Then it's easy for you to understand what is computer security. Safeguarding ourselves from unwanted harmful cases. Similarly, security of a system is preventing unauthorized access to the system and alterations, modifications, and theft. Somebody access your computer, your system, and get that information, copy that information, and all physical damages, maybe doing some physical damages. Okay, and to protect and to safeguard the security threats, we should have controls. Otherwise, we expose to these security issues if we do not have controls. So what are those controls? We may have policies, rules and regulations, and methods that are asked to follow, and organizational procedures. So those are used to ensure that safety of the organizational assets and the systems. So actually, why these systems are vulnerable? What do you mean by vulnerable? Vulnerable කියන්නේ those are open to risks. So that is the simple meaning. If you search Google, you will have a proper meaning. But vulnerable කියලා කියන්නේ අර exposed to risk. Yes. Maybe let's see. You will understand. We learn these new words, right? Then you can improve your vocabulary. Yeah, it's being easily get attacked or hurt, or that means you are exposed to risk. අවදානම් සහගත බව කියන එක තමයි vulnerable කියලා කියන්නේ. So why the systems get vulnerable? Why the systems, why our mobile phones get vulnerable? Because we access a lot of websites. We access to number of sites and we link with networks. And we may find some hardware problems, and due to that, it may affect the system. And we may face with some issues and software problems. So we know when we install a software to a device, we have to update time to time. And for a certain time period, you get the protection. Even simply think of the virus guard that you use for your personal computer. That's normally for 1 year. Once the year complete, you get the message that the virus guard is now already expired. So you have to renew it. So then thereafter it is vulnerable. During the period, you may experience that when the virus guard is installed in your computer, when you try to access one of the sites, you get a lot of messages. This is the kind of site, has risk, etc. And here also, even when I was logging to the site, maybe you noticed previously. It's mentioned that it's risky to access this external site. So those kind of notices you get when there is a protection. And then you can go again and check. And if you click on OK, it will access you to go. Otherwise, that will be restricted, likewise. So if something like the virus guard is not there in your personal computer, it's vulnerable. It's exposed to the risk. And due to disasters, maybe that these are that get damaged. Yes, use of networks, computers outside of some firm's control. So you may access your sites to outside machines, and sometimes due to that reason, you get exposed to the risk. And nowadays, we don't have that problem, but those days, maybe some of you have the experience. We used to access Gmails and all using the computers of those communications. Previously, those days we didn't have personal computers no, and smartphones. එතකොට තිබුණා communications වල අර පොඩි boxes ගහලා machines තියලා එතකොට per hour we use it. Anyone has the experience? අපේ කාලේ වගේ කට්ටිය ඉන්නානම් ඔය අත්දැකීම ඇති. මමට මතකයි අපි මුලින්ම යුනිවර්සිටි ආපු කාලේ එහෙම තමයි තිබුණේ. computers තිබුණ නැහැ. report එකක් හදන්න වුණත් ඒවට ගිහිල්ලා සල්ලි ගෙවලා පැයට ගහනක් ගෙවලා තමයි ඒකේ වැඩ කරන්නේ. And we log into the personal email from those external computers. So if you forget to log out, when you come back, so somebody else will access. So those are the vulnerabilities that we face. So and the other thing, you may have the experience, if you use a computer which is given by the office, all the other sites are restricted. Even your personal email, you can't log. යන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. personal email එකටවත් යන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. කියොත් එක දවසයි ඊළඟ දවසේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට යනවා message එක block කරලා දානවා. Because they try to protect the internal systems. If you work for IT companies, this is something must. Right? And even as I know, IT companies time to time, they do something, to identify the employees who get, who are exposed to risk. They are doing some testing, what it called? ඔය කවුද එක්ස්පෝස් වෙන්නේ කියලා අඳුරගන්න ටෙස්ට් කරනවා ඒගොල්ලෝ. මොනවාද ඒ ඊමේල්ස් යවලා මොනවාද ඒවට කියන්නේ we will discussing the lesson අර මොන emails phishing emails, right? So they do kind of phishing campaigns and try to identify the employees who get exposed to those risks. And then they take them separately and train them. ඒගොල්ලෝමයි කරන්නේ. මොකද ඇතුලේ ඉන්න කට්ටිය නිසා company එකේ system එකට threat එකක් එන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් සමහරලාට we get that kind of emails. We read and if you click on the link, so you will be directed to somewhere else. So therefore, those kind of security measures and security actions are taken by companies. Okay. Yeah, this is a kind of summary about the security threats that a kind of system exposed, right? So you see here, client is here, and then the server is there, and the system is there. And at each of the level, this system is exposed to these kind of vulnerabilities. So at the case of client, there can be some unauthorized accesses, and there can be errors happen, maybe with the behavior of the client or whatever. As if that person is not that knowledgeable, there can be errors happen. And during the communication, through the communication lines, again, there are some threats. The company is exposed. Like skipping, message alterations. So we know that we will discuss in coming slides. Now we are using WhatsApp and we make voice calls. So still, those are very risky and exposing to risk than you make a audio normal call. Okay, and then when it comes to servers, these are the kind of threats that the servers face. Hacking data at the server and the viruses, worms, theft and fraud. Right? And when it comes to the system of the company, so these are the risks that the company exposes. Theft of data, copying data, alteration of data. So these are very serious. That's why password restrictions, access restrictions are also there with the people who are working with these information systems of the company. And limited access is given for such data. So simply, this slide is a summary of different kind of threats. Yes, we were talking about vulnerabilities, and internet vulnerabilities is one part of that. We discussed some of the things, and this is what I said you. Unencrypted VoIP means voice over internet protocol. Voice over internet protocol means the calls that you take through networks like WhatsApp calls, messenger calls. So those are vulnerable for alterations. Vulnerable for alterations than normal audio calls. And emails are also vulnerable. And so we get a lot of emails, malicious emails, and with some software. So if you click there, you will be directed somewhere else. And so likewise, there are a lot of threats. These are the malwares. This word you may have heard, malware. If not, we call them as malicious software. So one is viruses. We have already heard it and we know virus. So what is a virus? Have you seen a virus? Have you noticed a virus in your computer or in your pen drive? Yes. So have you noticed there is a virus? කොහොමද දකින්නේ? ඔයාගේ ඔරිජිනල් ෆයිල්ස් උත් එක්ක තව මොනවා හරි ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා නේ. ඒවා කොපි වෙලා වගේ තව artificial files are there. And if you try to open them, nothing is there. Input na open කරන්න ගියා. So those are viruses. Rough software program that attach itself to other software programs or data files in other to be executed. So those are viruses. And what do you mean by worms? So those are computer programs that copy themselves from one computer to other computer over the network. Once you access one computer to the other computer using a network, these kind of worms can be spread. And Trojan horses, those are also viruses, right? Different types of malwares. So you just try to read and get the idea of the names and what kind of malwares are there, right? We meet these different malwares. Normally we meet these, spywares are there in our computers. So what they do is, that particular spyware comes and install in your computer and then monitor your web searching. So it monitor what are the sites that you search and collect that information and provide it to somebody else, something like that. And hackers, have you heard about hackers? And have you heard about crackers? What do you mean by crackers? You know about cream cracker, right? And who are crackers? Who are the best? Hackers or crackers? Honda powder. Hackers. Hackers? Hacker Yes, two types. එතකොට මේ දෙගොල්ලම එකම කට්ටිය නමුත් වර්ග දෙකක with different purposes they do this one. Depending on their purpose, it change. So in the actioners guide I have given you, maybe if you read Google or whatever, you will get external information. And comparatively, hackers are good people because they do it for the purpose of doing something. Because with a good intention, they may hack the system for a specific purpose or for obtaining more knowledge out of it. But crackers are the people who hack the system by breaking into it and violating it with some of the bad intention. Right? So read about these hackers and crackers, right? These are activities that they do. So these are also some of the vulnerabilities that the organizations face. Spoofing. So this is what we discussed previously. Misrepresenting oneself by using fake email addresses. Spoofing කියන්නේ email වලට එන්නේ. වැරදි emails වලින්. That is called as spoofing. And redirecting web link to address different from intended one. හිතන් යන්නේ වෙන එකකට but it goes to somewhere else. So that is called spoofing. We experience this. And sniffers is like what we discussed previously. It's kind of spyware, right? Monitoring information traveling over networks. And computer crimes. So this is something very serious, not like malwares, right? Crimes, by the word you understand. The crimes that happens through these systems and technologies, those are called as computer crimes. So this is the technical definition. Any violations of criminal law that involves the knowledge of computer technology for their preparation, investigation, or prosecution. Breaching confidentiality of protected computerized data. So the previous case what we discussed is a kind of computer crime that comes to the category of computer crimes. Unauthorized access, and they have stolen the data of the company. Accessing the computer system without authority, without any official permission. If somebody access to others' data, it's a kind of crime. And identity theft are there, phishing, phishing emails that we get. So no need of memorizing all these things, but at least try to remember the threats that we engage in our day-to-day life, in our personal life, and also in the systems that we work at organizations. There are some threats that we discuss. Think of them. And also, when it comes to threats, with the as a reason of employees, the companies get exposed to threat. At the incident that I told previously, there are some employees as they do not have enough knowledge about working with these systems. The company's information is exposed to risk. Therefore, the company have to train and make them knowledgeable about the security concerns. And softwares are vulnerable if they do not get updated on time. And also, there are different patches are being added to the softwares, and you have to take care of those patches and update them accordingly. Otherwise, the system may get vulnerable. So this is important for us. This is important. Why? Because so far with the things we discussed, we know that security is something very serious that the organizations have to think of, and also there are a number of threats that the company exposes. From the lower level to higher level, there are a number of threats. And what is the business value? What happens to the company? If not, we can use the word the importance of security for an organization. Why this is important? So obviously you understand failed computer systems can lead to significant or total loss of business functions. That's true. So if something happens, it's a kind of total loss. If somebody, get access to your data, so they may use them for different purposes. And there are a lot of harmful activities can happen. So it's a big loss to the company, and also it is not good for the name of the company. Even so, after the Cargill's Bank case, now a customer think twice when he go to the Cargill's Bank. Isn't it? දැන් ඔයගොල්ලන් හිතුවොත් එහෙම ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න යන්න Cargill's Bank එකට යන්න දෙසරක් හිතනවා. Because we know that it has already exposed to risk. It's really influence the sustainability of the organization. And also now, not like previously, these systems are open to vulnerabilities. So we have to think of how we have to take care of organizations and their systems from these vulnerabilities. In that case, electronic evidences and computer forensics come to play. So we have to take care of all the evidences of the data that organization may change, and we have to scientifically analyze, examine, and work with data. And it is must to have information system controls within the organization. And organization has to inform all these systems controls to all the employees of the company. ඒව දැනුවත් කරලා තියාගන්න ඕනේ අනිවාර්යයෙන්. මෙහෙම වුණොත් මෙහෙම කරන්න. Otherwise, the company get exposed to these threats. And these are some of the general controls, right? Like, password protections. So these are the general controls which is mentioned there. Software controls, hardware controls, likewise. And if you can remember the applications, that's enough. Like here, password. This is some of the general information, and this assessment is important. This is mentioned at the Cargill's Bank report as well. Organizations have to assess the risk and vulnerability of the system. So at least twice a year, if the organization can do this, and they can take some precautionary actions. Otherwise, they get exposed. And they can have some security policies and educate employees on this regard, and password management systems, identity management systems. Likewise, different controlling mechanisms can be used. And if something happened, then what? That is also one important thing that the organization have to think. Disaster එකක් වුණොත් එහෙම ඊට පස්සේ මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? So that is called as disaster recovery planning. Organizations have to think of disaster recovery planning as well, and the continuity plan, business continuity plan. Now the parties have to have disaster recovery planning and business continuity plan. So they have faced a huge, computer crime, and how they get rid of that and make the brand of the company. That is about business continuity plan. Restoring business operation after a disaster. This is also important. An MIS audit. Okay. So authentication activities can be taken. Right. So I will not go through all the things as this is not that interesting. By looking at your faces, it says right. But the thing is, as the words are also new, and also most of the things just similar, right? Just like similar. If you go through these terms, you understand everything is just like anyway. So as a summary in this lesson, what you have to go through is you should know why information security is important for an organization. So that is mainly to avoid system vulnerabilities. Right? That's the first one. Why organizations have to take care of information system security. And the second one is what threats that the companies face. Let me write that there. Otherwise, you all will see, right? At least write down the areas that you have to focus on in this lesson. Then you will have a kind of homework. Right? Again, go through the PowerPoint and try to answer those questions, right? First one. I do accept that the lesson, this security lesson is not that familiar and interesting, but anyway, we have to learn. That is important. Some other thing you have to understand about this security aspect. Even you should know there is an act. There is an act. There is an agency who works on these security threats. First one. Why information These are not exam questions, right? These are not exam questions, but you have to, you should be able to answer these questions. Right? Go home and then read the lesson carefully and try to provide answers for these questions. Okay, this is the first one. Why information systems security? We can call it as business value for an organization. Why it is important? And the second one is are the different information system threats. Right. I'll give you 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Can you just write an answer to these three questions? Not take a while. If you have the note with you, please try to write short answers. I'll give you 10 minutes. These are the questions. Check the note, get the answer, and write the answer. In point form, please write answers. To finish the lesson during the day. Then again, you want you are required to study until you get to study. Okay, I'll do it. That's okay. Read and give the answer and complete the lesson by today.
I don't care to anywhere.
Everyone have to write this. Very good. Everyone have to write because I will create a Dropbox today. You have to take a photo of this answer and upload. Understand? So I will take this as one of the LMS engagement activities. Answer upload උත්තරය ලියන්න. Photo එකක් ගහලා upload කරන්න. Write an answer. I very joke, right? ලස්සන අකුරු ඕනේ. තියෙන අකුරු වල කියන්න. When you are writing the answer, you have to think of the answer and write. It's not just looking at the answer and write. You have to think and understand. Just think whether it's relevant to the question and write. When you are writing about different information system threats, if you can briefly explain them, that's good. At least by using one sentence, you just write virus. You say what the virus is. And if it's if you write computer crimes, you have to write what the computer crime is. So you write it with the understanding, then you will learn. In this subject, the most easiest way of learning this subject is linking all these sentences to your personal experiences, personal examples. Then the things become easy. Even in this lesson, when you're, if you can link the things to your personal experience, then even at the examination or for the during the lifetime, you will remember. When it comes to different kind of threats and different controls, maybe simple things. We all experience the threat of computer virus, and we experience the threat of phishing emails, and we experience the threat of worms, and we experience the threat of maybe that we don't experience, but we see the threat of computer crimes. Personal Facebook accounts get hacked. Control is taken by somebody else. ඒව තමයි threat. Facebook account එක hack කරනවා, email එක hack කරනවා. Those are the threats. And controls, use of virus guards, use of authentication methods, using password, fingerprint. Those are the controls that you use. Password එකක් දානවා, fingerprint එක තියනවා, virus guard use කරනවා, systems වලට log වෙනකොට username password use කරනවා. Those are the controls that you use. So very simple. Always try to link the examples to your personal life. Then the lessons are not difficult. And even to understand what is security, you just first think of your security. And then try to apply same thing to the computer's information system. So what is our personal security and what is the security of a system? Same. Even last week we discussed about ethics. That is also same. Why personal ethics important for a person? Similarly, it is important for an organization. Ethics. Online students, you have right answers for these questions, and I will create the Dropbox at the LMS today. So you have to upload a photo of the answer sheet to the given Dropbox. That is the task. I will consider it as one of the LMS engagement activities. Right? You have right answers for given 3 questions. So you may refer the note, that's okay, but try to understand what it is and then write the answer and take a photo of it, upload to the LMS. That is the task. It will be considered as one of the LMS engagement activities. Also, once again, you can go to the Harvey's bank case and then go to the Harvey's bank case and try to read it and understand it. Here, so I didn't know.
What is it? I'm
Jadi lebih dua ya, tapi dalam sarau. Ya, sampai baik banget.
Once you complete answering, take a photo of it. I will here Dropbox and upload. Submit your answer here, right? If you're done, you can submit. There's a Dropbox. What's up? Right? Okay. So, close this one. Are you done? Okay, so this is the other PowerPoint I uploaded to the relevant tree. Actually, I'm not going to start and discuss in the contents of this PowerPoint, but there are few areas that I want to highlight in this lecture. And what I will do is I will show you and quickly explain you what it is, and will give you few questions. Right? What you have to do, please answer those questions and come on next week. Then based on the questions, we will go to the lesson and try to understand. Okay? This lesson is about IT infrastructure. And by the word infrastructure, you may get an idea. What do you mean by infrastructure? It's simply the infrastructure that we use. Just forget about systems and technologies. Infrastructure means all the, goods and services that support us to, manage our day-to-day activities. අපිට එදිනෙදා වැඩ කරගෙන යන්න අවශ්‍ය කරන දේවල්නේ සේවාවන් සහ අවශ්‍ය කරන goods. So similarly, when it comes to technology and information systems, infrastructure means all hardware and software that are used to maintain these information systems. So in this lesson, we have to talk about mainly those hardwares. And when it comes to hardwares, this lesson is about evolution of hardware, starting from mainframe computers. So it's a kind of story. You can read it. It is there. Actually, even with pictures, I have added those to the slide. So please try to read this PowerPoint before you come to next class. So this slide summarizes what is IT infrastructure. It says it's about service infrastructure and business strategy, IT strategy, information technology. It includes hardware and software, both. Technology means the hardware that we use, these things, and the software which are embedded and included in this hardware. That one, and our IT strategy and business strategy. All these are IT system infrastructure. And evolution is there, how these computers evolve throughout the years. And then it comes to the other part of software. So this slide, right? So when it comes to IT infrastructure, it has few main components, and these 7 includes all about IT infrastructure. It's about hardware, it's about platforms that we use, and telecommunication networks. So without having telecommunication networks, we can't run the systems. And then data management and storage, all these servers and storage, different storage capacities that we use, and software, internet platforms, service systems, and all. So these are the main components of IT infrastructure. You have to understand this part. And then same thing in this picture with examples. So please go through the lesson. I will add few questions and try to answer those questions. And one by one, each and everyone is explained. And simply, it's all about hardware, software, and telecommunication networks that we use to manage information systems. That is called IT infrastructure. And in detail, everything is given in the PowerPoint. So please go through the lesson and try to answer given questions, right? I will add few questions. Please answer them when you come to next class. So we will discuss the answers for those questions giving a brief discussion to the lessons, and we'll go on to the next lecture next day. Right.